is when you think about what could happen today, do you think it has all that much of a requisite impact in terms of how you view the equity markets in Australia right now?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Will. It probably does, because I feel like there's some pain really starting to emerge out there. Like Australia feels like it's very much a two-speed economy in some ways at the moment, where we've still got at the top end strong housing prices and some things you wouldn't expect to see at the moment. But we're also seeing, I would say, quite a number of downgrades coming from the more cyclical stocks. We saw another one from Baby Bunting today. So the retailers have certainly been coming out. So, my 2 cents worth, I'd be amazed if they don't hike. I think, the market's saying they will hike at least once or twice more. I think, they're going to be of a view to get on with it and get it done. But there's definitely some signs of an emerging downturn, which will please the RBA. And it's really trying to get that balance right, as we all know, between managing that downturn and getting inflation back under control, but not going too hard.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a requisite comparative when you're talking about what the US is facing right now in terms of that two-speed as well. You've got the top end of town doing well and the bottom end of town obviously struggling. But if they continue on this path, and let's just assume that they've got 2 more hikes left in them, are they... And I know they mentioned this, but are they really adequately assessing what could happen to consumption on the back of that, considering all the hundreds of billions that are rolling over in terms of the home loans?
That's the million-dollar question, I think. I mean, I would say there's been signs of a pretty solid recovery in the housing market, which they won't have wanted to see. There's signs that the economy probably isn't contracting at the pace you would expect it to, I would say. And so, we know that their foremost job is to get inflation into that 2 to 3% band. And I think most economists, I'm surprised that there's so many out there who think they'll hold. But I hope they're right. But because I think there is some pain coming through. And I think if you took a breather, you'd see that these numbers would come down pretty quickly. But, it's really up to the RBA, and they've got a lot of data in real time that we don't see until well after the fact.